What if I told you that the mysterious markings on your palm, that tiny crescent moon beneath your fingers and the bold letter M stretching across your lines, are not just random genetic quirks, but actually divine messages from the universe itself, personally encoded into your flesh to reveal a destiny so extraordinary that most people spend their entire lives never realizing the incredible power literally resting in their hands. Ancient mystics from Egypt to India discovered a shocking truth that modern science has completely overlooked. Certain people are born with sacred symbols carved directly into their palms, marking them as chosen vessels for healing, intuition, and spiritual transformation that can literally change the course of human history, one soul at a time. But here's what will absolutely blow your mind. If you possess both the crescent moon and the letter M on your palms simultaneously, you're not just spiritually gifted, you're operating on a frequency so rare and powerful that your very presence can awaken dormant abilities in others, heal generational trauma, and shift energy in ways that most people can't even begin to comprehend. If you have discovered both a crescent moon and the letter M etched clearly on your palm, this is absolutely not a coincidence or random occurrence. This is a divine signal, a sacred message that has been waiting patiently for you to notice and understand its profound significance. Your destiny has already been carefully written in the intricate lines of your hand. And today, we're finally unlocking what the universe has been trying to tell you all along through these mysterious markings. Across countless ancient cultures, from the sophisticated Indian palmistry traditions to the mystical Egyptian spiritual practices, sacred symbols carved naturally into the flesh of your palm were considered direct messages from the universe, divine codes transmitted straight from the cosmic consciousness itself. These weren't viewed as mere curiosities or interesting patterns, but as profound spiritual communications that revealed one's true purpose and potential. If you carry both the crescent moon and the letter M etched permanently into your hand, you're not just unique among the billions of people on this planet, you are genuinely chosen for something extraordinary. These distinctive markings are far more than aesthetic curiosities or genetic variations. They are spiritual signatures, cosmic fingerprints of those who have been specifically destined for higher purpose, deeper intuitive wisdom, and life-altering impact that ripples through generations. Whether you've noticed these markings for years and wondered about their meaning, or you're just discovering them today for the very first time, this moment represents your spiritual awakening. This is the precise moment when your destiny begins actively moving toward you with unstoppable momentum, and everything in your life starts aligning with your true purpose. The moment of recognition, you stared intently at your palm countless times and wondered with growing curiosity, what does this mysterious pattern actually mean? That tiny crescent moon nestled beneath your fingers seems to glow with an otherworldly significance, while the bold letter M stretches dramatically across your palm lines like an ancient signature written by invisible hands. It almost felt too strange and meaningful to ignore, didn't it? And yet, when you tried to share this discovery with friends, family, or colleagues, people dismissed it completely, shrugged it off casually, or even laughed at what they considered your overactive imagination. But deep down in your soul, something profound in you instinctively knew the truth. You're not imagining this extraordinary phenomenon. You're not overthinking a simple coincidence. You're not crazy or delusional. You're chosen for something magnificent. These remarkable markings are absolutely not random genetic accidents or meaningless skin patterns. The crescent moon has been revered throughout human history as a powerful symbol of divine feminine energy, sacred intuitive wisdom, and profound spiritual sensitivity that connects the earthly realm with the cosmic consciousness. It doesn't appear on every hand indiscriminately. It's an incredibly rare sign, one that specifically marks those who possess the extraordinary ability to feel and perceive things that others routinely miss. You instinctively sense subtle energies in any room you enter. You dream vivid dreams of events before they actually happen in physical reality. You've always felt slightly different from others, more aware of hidden undercurrents, more open to spiritual experiences, more naturally connected to something invisible yet undeniably real that most people never even notice. The sacred letter M, mark of the messenger, and that distinctive M formation on your palm, that powerful letter stands for messenger, and it appears prominently in the palms of people who are specifically here to shift energy patterns, break destructive generational cycles, and actively uplift humanity through their unique gifts and spiritual presence. People blessed with an M clearly visible on their hand consistently demonstrate incredible inner strength, sharp spiritual discernment, and profound spiritual purpose, even if they haven't fully recognized or developed these extraordinary abilities yet. This isn't fantasy or wishful thinking, it's frequency, pure and simple. You're naturally operating on a spiritual wavelength that most people completely ignore or dismiss as unimportant. That's precisely why you've often felt out of place in ordinary social situations. That's why conventional achievements and material pursuits don't truly satisfy your soul's deeper hunger for meaning and purpose. The world hasn't been rejecting you or finding you lacking. It's been unconsciously trying to wake you up to your true spiritual nature and divine mission. Your remarkable gifts aren't random accidents of birth. They're sacred assignments given to you for a specific purpose. You're not here to fit in seamlessly with the crowd or follow conventional paths. You're here to light up the darkness with your unique presence and help others remember their own forgotten spiritual nature. You were marked with purpose from birth, and once you fully accept and embrace that profound truth, absolutely everything in your life begins to shift and change in miraculous ways. The voice of divine intuition, there's a quiet voice inside you, a gentle whisper that speaks without using words, a subtle spiritual nudge that tugs at your spirit whenever something feels energetically right or wrong. It's not fear speaking, and it's not doubt or insecurity. It's pure intuition, your direct connection to divine wisdom. If you carry the crescent moon prominently on your palm, that inner voice resonates much louder and clearer for you than it does for most people. That's not a random occurrence or simple coincidence. That's not just being naturally sensitive or emotionally reactive. That is your spiritual GPS, divinely installed and perfectly designed to guide you safely through the confusing fog of modern life. The moon symbol in palmistry traditions is far more than just a decorative marking. It's a spiritual portal, a clear sign of someone who is deeply and naturally connected to the subconscious mind, to prophetic dreams, to invisible spiritual realms where ultimate truth exists before it ever manifests in the physical world. You might feel subtle energy shifts in situations before anything is actually said out loud. You might instinctively sense someone's true intentions and hidden motives without them ever speaking a single revealing word. You might experience the sudden, powerful pull to walk away from certain people or situations, turn an unexpected corner, or make important life choices that you can't logically explain using rational thought processes. That is absolutely not a coincidence or random impulse. That is spiritual alignment in action. That is your soul remembering and accessing ancient wisdom that your logical mind doesn't yet fully understand or trust. Reclaiming your sacred intuition. But here's the challenging truth that many spiritually sensitive people face. Modern society has systematically trained us to doubt and dismiss that inner voice. Be practical, they constantly say. Don't be so emotional or irrational. Follow logic and evidence, not feelings and hunches. Yet honestly, how many times have you deliberately ignored your gut instinct only to deeply regret that choice later when events unfolded exactly as your intuition had warned you? The crescent moon marking on your palm is the universe's permanent reminder that your instincts are not only completely valid, they are sacred and should be treasured as divine guidance. When you finally begin trusting your intuitive wisdom as your primary compass, not just an occasional hunch or random feeling, you unlock a life filled with clarity, inner peace, and authentic purpose. You stop desperately chasing answers outside of yourself and start confidently following the divine map that has already been written within your soul. Your powerful intuition isn't a character flaw to be fixed or overcome. It's a precious gift, a direct spiritual connection to the eternal truth that exists behind the veil of ordinary reality. And now it's time to start listening to it with complete trust and respect. The sacred M, your spiritual mission revealed. Look at your palm closely and carefully. Do you clearly see it? That mysterious, unmistakable M formation created naturally by the intersection of your heartline, headline, and lifeline. That distinctive letter is not just an interesting shape or curious pattern. It's a spiritual signal, a sacred stamp, a divine code permanently etched into your hand to constantly remind you that you have been given an important mission in this lifetime. The M formation doesn't appear on every hand randomly. When it does manifest, it consistently belongs to someone who is definitely not here to live an ordinary, conventional life. These are invariably the people who question everything around them, who feel a burning, insatiable desire to understand deeper truth, authentic purpose, and the unique place in the grand cosmic design. They may have been consistently misunderstood as children, frequently called too intense, too furious, too rebellious, or too different for their own good, but what the conventional world labeled as defiance or troublemaking was actually destiny trying to wake him up to their true spiritual nature and calling. People blessed with a clear M on their palm are here to lead others toward truth and awakening, not necessarily from a public stage or political podium, but through their unwavering integrity, spiritual insight, and inner fire that burns away illusion and pretense. These are the courageous ones who willingly walk through life's storms so they can guide others to find genuine calm and peace. They are the ones who lose themselves completely, only to discover a much deeper truth about existence. They are the ones who carry divine light into dark places where others are afraid to venture, bringing hope and healing wherever they go. Your true assignment in life: you're not here to follow fleeting trends, chase social approval, or fit yourself into limiting boxes that others have created. You're here to break destructive patterns, challenge comfortable illusions, and actively lift others out of spiritual sleep and unconsciousness. Your life is not a series of random events. It's a carefully designed roadmap toward your highest potential. Your pain and struggles have shaped and strengthened your power. Your endless questions have slowly carved out profound wisdom and understanding that you can share with others. The M marking is your permanent reminder that you are not meant to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. And you are not meant to hide your light so others won't feel inadequate by comparison. You are meant to awaken the spiritually sleeping, heal the emotionally hurting, and rise to your full potential so others can rise with you toward their own greatness. This is your sacred mission, your divine assignment. It's time to step into it fully and completely. Without hesitation or apology. Your energetic impact on the world. Your personal energy is not passive or neutral. It's incredibly powerful, magnetically attractive, and absolutely undeniable in its impact on others. And if you carry both the Crescent Moon and the sacred M on your palm, that natural power is amplified in ways that most ordinary people simply can't comprehend or understand. This explains why you've likely experienced such extreme reactions throughout your life. People are either drawn to you like a lifeline during a storm, or they instinctively distance themselves without any clear explanation or rational reason. And it's definitely not because there's something wrong with you or your personality. It's because your energy speaks and communicates before you even say a word. When your spiritual vibration is naturally high, when you're perfectly tuned into intuition, truth, and authentic purpose, you no longer fade into the background or blend with the crowd. You radiate divine light and energy, and that intense radiation doesn't allow for neutrality or indifference in others. It either awakens people to their own spiritual potential, or it unsettles those who aren't ready for that level of truth and authenticity. You've probably walked into rooms and felt the entire energy shift dramatically. Noticed how complete strangers open up to you instantly and share their deepest secrets. Or experienced sudden emotional distance from people you once felt close to. All of this is purely energetic. Your frequency is intense because it's sacred and divinely connected. Sacred energy doesn't stay unnoticed or hidden. It naturally exposes masks and pretenses, stirs deep emotions, and activates what's been spiritually dormant in others for years or even decades. This is both a tremendous gift and a serious responsibility that should be honored and respected. As we prepare to explore even deeper aspects of these sacred markings, we're about to discover something truly remarkable about those who carried both these divine symbols. The healing power that flows through your hands and presence is more extraordinary than you've ever imagined. And understanding how to channel this gift properly will transform not only your own life, but the lives of everyone you encounter. Now that we've explored the profound significance of these divine markings and their connection to your spiritual mission, let's discover how these sacred symbols continue to guide and transform your daily existence in truly miraculous ways. The sacred need for solitude and energetic maintenance. And that's precisely why you often find yourself experiencing an overwhelming need to step back from the chaos, deliberately shut out external noise, and consciously return to the healing sanctuary of stillness. This isn't escapism or social withdrawal as others might misinterpret it. This is essential energetic maintenance, a spiritual necessity for your well-being and continued effectiveness. The Crescent Moon marking specifically identifies those extraordinary souls who feel more deeply than most people, who instinctively carry the emotions, pain, and energy of others like persistent echoes reverberating through their own body and spirit. This profound sensitivity, when left unmanaged or unbalanced, can quickly become completely overwhelming and emotionally exhausting. But here's the beautiful truth. In moments of conscious silence, you hear your soul's authentic voice again with crystal clarity. In chosen solitude, you naturally recalibrate your entire energetic system, returning to your center and restoring your spiritual balance. Your deepest insights, your most accurate intuitive hits, your clearest inner wisdom and divine guidance, they don't arrive when you're frantically chasing external validation, desperately proving your worth, or performing for others' approval. These sacred revelations come specifically in the quiet moments, during those long, peaceful pauses, in the spacious silence that exists between action and reaction. The noisy world may mistakenly label your need for silence as passivity or lack of ambition, but it's actually spiritual precision in its highest form. You don't speak simply to be heard or to fill empty space with meaningless chatter. You speak deliberately to shift energy, consciousness, and understanding. You don't move through life seeking attention or recognition. You move always in alignment with truth, authenticity, and divine purpose. And when you consistently honor that natural rhythm, you operate effortlessly in your highest spiritual frequency. So the very next time you feel that familiar pull to retreat temporarily, to unplug from the digital chaos, to be beautifully still and present with yourself, don't resist that calling or feel guilty about it. That is your divine alignment calling you home to yourself, your soul requesting the space it needs to regenerate and receive guidance. Silence is definitely not an empty void or wasted time. It's a powerful spiritual vortex where your spirit recharges completely. Your inner power gathers and strengthens, and your destiny whispers its next clear instruction with loving guidance. Let the external world remain loud and chaotic if it chooses. You were specifically made for the transformative stillness that changes everything, both within and around you. Your divine contract and sacred purpose, You didn't come to this earth by random accident or chance encounter. You came with clear, deliberate intention, carrying a sacred mission that was carefully planned before your arrival. And if the crescent moon and the magnificent M are etched permanently into your palm, they serve as sacred reminders of spiritual contracts that your soul willingly agreed to long before you ever took your first precious breath in this physical form. You may not consciously remember signing these divine agreements or choosing this particular path, but you feel their profound influence every single time your heart pulls you powerfully towards something greater than ordinary existence. Every time you sense intuitively that your life holds a deeper meaning that absolutely can't be explained by logic, circumstance, or conventional understanding, these remarkable markings are not mere decorative patterns or interesting genetic variations. They are bold declarations from a higher spiritual realm, cosmic signatures that definitively confirm you were sent here with a purpose that transcends simple survival, material success, or personal comfort. Your immortal soul consciously chose this exact physical body, this specific timeline, these particular life experiences, not to punish or burden you, but to perfectly prepare you for your unique mission. The emotional pain you've endured throughout your life wasn't random suffering or cruel fate. It was an essential part of your spiritual awakening process, designed to crack you open and reveal the light within. The people who broke your heart, challenged your beliefs, or caused you to question everything weren't cosmic mistakes or unfortunate encounters. They were spiritual mirrors, reflecting back lessons your soul needed to learn and helping you develop the strength, wisdom, and compassion necessary for your greater purpose, and the reason you've never fully fit in with conventional society, never completely settled into ordinary life patterns, is because your soul's contract was never about finding comfort or easy acceptance. It was always about making a meaningful contribution to humanity's evolution and awakening. Your mission to transform frequencies. You're here to actively shift frequencies, to anchor divine light in dark places, to live in such an authentic and powerful way that others naturally remember who they truly are beneath their masks and conditioning. And deep inside your soul, you already know this profound truth with unwavering certainty. That persistent yearning you feel for something more meaningful, that spiritual restlessness that conventional achievements can never satisfy, that overwhelming sense that you're destined for something far greater than what you're currently experiencing. It's the echo of the sacred promise your soul made to the universe before incarnating. Your soul essentially said, "Send me to Earth. I'll go willingly, I'll accept the challenges, embrace the lessons, and fulfill the mission, no matter how difficult the path may become." And now, in this very moment, the signs clearly visible on your palm are actively awakening that buried memory, reactivating your spiritual DNA, and calling you back to your original purpose. Every step you take forward in authentic truth fulfills that ancient agreement. Every moment spent trapped in fear, doubt, or conformity delays its sacred completion. True fulfillment will never come from chasing what the shallow world values: money, status, approval, or material possessions. It comes from remembering exactly why you came here, what you agreed to accomplish, and who you truly are beneath all the conditioning and limitations. You are not lost, confused, or behind in life. You're being lovingly recalled to your divine mission, guided back to your authentic path by forces greater than yourself. The acceleration of divine synchronicities, the markings on your hand, are not predictions of fixed fate or predetermined outcomes that you have no control over. They are gentle reminders of who you already are at the deepest level and what you're here to complete during this precious lifetime on Earth. Once you begin courageously aligning with your soul's true path, abandoning false identities and embracing your authentic nature, you'll notice something absolutely incredible beginning to unfold. Synchronicities start accelerating dramatically, appearing like divine breadcrumbs from the universe, lovingly guiding you home to your highest destiny. And if you bear both the crescent moon and the sacred letter M clearly visible on your palm, this acceleration can be truly astonishing, sometimes even overwhelming in its intensity and frequency. This happens because these particular markings belong specifically to those blessed with heightened spiritual sensitivity, souls who are naturally attuned to divine messages and cosmic communications that others routinely miss or dismiss. You'll start noticing repeating number sequences appearing everywhere: 111, 333, 777 glowing on digital clocks, printed on receipts, displayed on license plates, appearing in phone numbers and addresses. You'll hear a specific name echoing in your thoughts, and then someone will speak it aloud moments later. You'll think fondly of a person you haven't contacted in months, and your phone will ring with their call within minutes. These aren't random coincidences or meaningless patterns that your mind is creating. They're divine confirmations, cosmic validation that you're moving in the right direction. They represent the sacred language of the universe, the divine cosmos saying clearly, yes, you're on the correct path. Keep moving forward with confidence and trust. The more carefully you listen to these subtle messages, the louder and clearer these signs become in your daily experience. Not because the external world is fundamentally changing, but because you are transforming from within. Your spiritual frequency is rising to high levels. Your consciousness is expanding beyond previous limitations. Your energy is becoming a perfect match for the truth you were always meant to live and embody. Living in divine flow, and the more completely you trust this process, the more the invisible spiritual realm becomes undeniably real and present in your life. Your dreams begin carrying important messages and prophetic insights. Random encounters with strangers become divinely orchestrated appointments. Songs on the radio carry specific answers to questions you've been pondering. Even your apparent setbacks start making perfect sense, revealing hidden blessings and necessary redirections behind every delay or disappointment. But here's the crucial secret that many spiritually awakening people miss. You must completely stop dismissing these experiences as weird, random, or meaningless coincidences. You must stop explaining them away with logic or skepticism. Start seeing them clearly for what they truly are: cosmic alignments. Divine invitations to develop deeper faith and sharper intuitive abilities. When you begin treating synchronicities as sacred communications rather than curious oddities, You naturally begin living in perfect flow with a universe that never stops speaking to you lovingly. The universe was simply waiting patiently for you to finally start listening with an open heart and receptive spirit. This is the natural rhythm of the awakened life, the dance between the seen and unseen realms. The signs were always surrounding you, guiding and supporting you. Now you're finally tuned into their frequency and can receive their messages clearly. From this point forward, everything in your life begins moving not by force, struggle, or manipulation, but by natural frequency alignment and divine synchronicity. The sacred path of divine separation, one of the most initially painful yet ultimately powerful truths of the authentic spiritual path, is this sobering reality. Not everyone can accompany you on your journey to higher consciousness. And if the crescent moon and the letter M appear prominently on your palm, you've most likely already experienced this challenging truth through sudden emotional distance from loved ones, quiet goodbyes that left you confused, or precious relationships that simply couldn't survive your rapid spiritual evolution. But please hear this clearly and take it deeply into your heart. With divine markings comes divine separation. And this process is not a punishment for your growth. It's actually divine protection orchestrated by your higher self and spiritual guides. As your frequency rises to higher levels and your consciousness expands beyond previous limitations, anything or anyone that cannot meet you in that next dimensional realm of truth, authentic love, or spiritual alignment will naturally begin to fade from your life. This doesn't happen because you're superior to others or because you're judging them as inferior. It occurs because your energy is no longer compatible with smallness, unnecessary drama, deception, manipulation, or spiritual delay. These sacred markings are spiritual signatures that boldly declare your soul has important work to accomplish in this lifetime. And that meaningful work requires absolute clarity, energetic space, and spiritual sovereignty. It's completely natural to grieve the people you genuinely thought would walk beside you forever, supporting your growth and celebrating your evolution. But you must understand this difficult truth. Some precious souls were only meant to accompany you for a specific chapter of your journey, to teach you essential lessons, challenge your limitations, or awaken something that had been lying dormant within your spirit. When their sacred role in your spiritual education is finally complete, the universe lovingly removes them from your path, not to cause you pain or loneliness, but to make necessary room for what's coming next in your divine unfolding. Embracing your selective sacred journey, the deeper you courageously step into your authentic purpose and spiritual mission, the more selective and discerning your journey naturally becomes. This increased selectivity doesn't arise from ego, superiority, or judgment of others. It emerges from pure energetic necessity and spiritual protection. You're not heartlessly abandoning anyone who truly belongs in your life. You're simply refusing to abandon yourself, your mission, or your spiritual growth for the comfort of others who aren't ready to evolve alongside you. So please don't fear the increasing distance or feel guilty about relationships that are naturally falling away. Don't desperately chase what's obviously dissolving or try to force connections that no longer serve your highest good. Instead, Trust completely that every ending represents an answered prayer from your soul. Every closed door is a sacred detour towards something better. Every separation is actually a higher form of divine alignment guiding you toward your true tribe. The path of those marked with divine symbols is not always crowded with companions, but it is always guided by invisible forces and protected by spiritual laws. Those souls who are truly meant to share your journey will rise with you gracefully, supporting your growth rather than resisting your genuine evolution. Let go of what's departing with gratitude, and let your sacred purpose lead you forward with complete confidence and trust. Activating your divine gifts. If the Crescent Moon and the Magnificent M have appeared clearly on your palm, consider this moment a divine invitation to consciously activate the incredible gifts you were born carrying, gifts that have been quietly waiting for your deliberate attention, yearning for your commitment to step fully into your truth and embrace your spiritual power without hesitation. The time for doubt, procrastination, and spiritual hesitation is officially over. Your soul is calling you to action. Start immediately with a dedicated meditation practice, not just as a relaxation technique, but as a sacred practice that quiets external noise and opens the direct gateway to your higher self. This allows you to hear the subtle whispers of your intuition clearly and align completely with your soul's authentic frequency. Pair this spiritual foundation with committed journaling, not just as a casual daily habit, but as a sacred dialogue with your deepest self. Write down your dreams, insights, fears, and heartfelt desires with complete honesty. Watch how your inner voice begins to clarify dramatically and guide you more confidently than ever before. Surround yourself intentionally with genuine light workers, those beautiful souls who naturally uplift, inspire, and resonate harmoniously with your spiritual journey. Remember that energy is absolutely contagious, and the company you consistently keep can either accelerate your evolution or drain your precious life force. Say yes enthusiastically to spiritual study and growth, whether through transformative books, consciousness-expanding courses, wise mentors, or direct experiences that deepen your understanding of the unseen spiritual realms. And say no firmly and without guilt to anything or anyone that consistently siphons your energy, clouds your clear vision, or systematically diminishes your natural light and spiritual power, your moment of sacred awakening. This is your pivotal moment to courageously shed old patterns of paralyzing doubt, limiting fear, and spiritual confusion, and to claim your divine inheritance with unwavering courage and grace. Your remarkable gifts are not abstract concepts or theoretical possibilities. They are living spiritual forces that will transform not only your own life dramatically, but also the lives of everyone whose path you cross with intention and love. You were born specifically for this awakening moment. You were marked clearly for this sacred mission. So take a deep, conscious breath, trust your inner compass completely, and act now with divine confidence. Step boldly into who you truly are at the deepest level, because this hurting world needs your unique light, your authentic voice, and your spiritual power more desperately than ever before in human history. Your sacred calling revealed, if you clearly see the crescent moon and the letter M etched permanently on your palm. Know this profound truth with absolute certainty. You carry a sacred calling written in your very flesh, a divine blueprint for awakening, healing, and transformation that extends far beyond your personal existence. You are not here by accident, coincidence, or random chance. You are specifically chosen to walk a spiritual path that few will understand but many desperately need. The signs you bear are loving invitations to remember your true power, to trust your intuition completely, and to lead others with courage and compassion. Your journey may not always be easy or comfortable, but it is sacred and meaningful beyond measure. Every step you take toward your authentic truth creates ripples that extend outward to heal and awaken our world. A sacred prayer for your journey, divine light that guides the entire cosmos and holds all creation in perfect love. Thank you for awakening the precious souls marked with the crescent moon, and the sacred M illuminate their path with crystal clarity and unwavering courage. Strengthen their intuitive abilities and deepen their connection to your infinite wisdom. May they embrace their spiritual mission with unshakable faith and compassionate hearts that overflow with love. Protect their energy from all harm, surround them with loving support, and remind them in moments of doubt that they are never alone on this sacred journey. Let their divine gifts become beacons of hope, healing, and awakening in a world hungry for truth and authentic spiritual connection. May they rise fully into the brilliant light of their destiny, shining brightly for all to see and inspiring others to remember their own divine nature. Amen. Step forward now with complete confidence and unwavering faith. The universe is with you, supporting every step of your journey, and your time to shine brightly has finally come. If this message resonated deeply with your soul and helped you understand your sacred markings and divine purpose, please subscribe to our channel for more transformative spiritual content that will continue supporting your awakening journey. Your support helps us reach more souls who are ready to remember who they truly are and step into their spiritual power.